ating teams dito. Okay, so dito na makikita yung ating mga suwabiting teams. Pero, eto na hinihintay natin mga kaibigan. Game 1 for Group A pa din ito. KDF or Guangdong Freaks versus Unsolved Stuff Gaming. Makakabawi nga ba sila dito sa ating laban or tuloy-tuloy na magkakaroon din ng unbeatable streak mga kaibigan ang Guangdong?
Yeah, true. Imagine that, diba? After not getting a match win during Icons Global, getting a undefeated streak dito sa group stages just says a lot about the org and about the region that KDF does actually represent. Nung day number 1, sabi nga natin, the evolution of Korean Wild Rift. It's actually on notice already. Tapos on day number 3, kung isesement pa nila yan with a 3-0, naku po, baka yung hinihintay natin biglang dumating na talaga agad-agad this early in this tournament pa lang.
Indeed. Really excited to see more of Korean region in regards to overall na meta nila, and at the same time how they are adjusting moving forward pa. And it's really important to have this kind of tournaments talaga, no? The circuit tournaments kung saan nagkakaroon sila ng ways pa to learn more or also to adapt in the meta na meron tayo. Looking at the bot lane, medyo tamang chillies lang naman muna tayo. We're seeing a lot of movements here and there, pero ito na naman si Not from downtown, coming from the bot lane, going for the mid lane to give the pressure para kay Tatukoy, habang si Aphrodite Beast pagkuha ng scuttle grab, kasama niya si kaibigang Mai. Pero baka magkaroon ng T-fight dito, no? Moaru also seeing the movement as well coming in from Zeki to potentially go for the top side. Aphrodite, tatamaan nga ba ng kanyang Sonic Wave? Nag-safeguard sa loob, pero nag-counter-strike na, helicopter para sa loob. Ito rin sinasabi natin dito, we have the potential to go for the deep dive because of the damage with the Predator and the Shadow coming from Guangdong Freaks, and the first blood goes to their team.
Guangdong Freaks again. Sobrang aggressive nila with the tower dive, sending 4 people to the top side just to make sure to punish itong si Mai. And not just Mai, also Aphrodite. Actually, I would blame si Aphrodite at that point. It was actually a very greedy move to recall at that point. Although wala namang vision, the moves by Zeki, anticipating that there will be someone there in that tri-brush, did actually affect that or did actually cause that gank to happen. So, Guangdong Freaks, again, with all that aggression, North coming from the bottom lane to the top lane, securing not just 1 kill but 2 kills and an overall game lead and tempo lead for Guangdong.
That is 3 platings yata, hindi ako nagkakamali, or 2
Okay.
sa kamay ng Guangdong Freaks after that team fight at the top side. At the same time, looking at their lineup, this is something that they should anticipate! Napakagod na namang safeguard sa may Dragon Stage! And Sonic Wave will connect! Not gonna make you cage, and because of that, another kill para sa kanila. 3-0 na! Lamang ang Guangdong Freaks dito sa top side.
Oh my god, this aggression by Guangdong Freaks, para silang naka-cosplay no? We are Chinese team now, pare. Parang ganun yung nangyayari. And I think they will be able to break down this first tower in the top lane. And, it's very early. Kumbaga, yung mga tower plays, lahat ng defenses, hindi nila inenda sa bot side.
Bot side indeed, nahuli nila dito with the taunt coming in si Kaz. Kaz is engaging, tamang gamit lang ng kanyang dredge line para mapag-disengage do. Kapit sa torre. So the aggressiveness is still there. Not just giving the pressure together with the Acrobat. Look at the damage, look at the moves, and the pressure being given dito kay Kaz. Ginamit ang Ignite, tinasunod lang ang damage dito. Here's the Durant as well, pero yun nga lang, teka lang, aabot nga ba? Aphrodite coming in from behind, papalok sa loob, binabol niya si Acrobat dito. Wala na siyang shockwave, nagamit niya kanina. Wala na siyang summoner spell, there's the slow, at pinatalbog. Sinagat at tinusok-tusok, and another kill para kay Tuki coming in sa ating second tier tower.
Alright. No problem for them, for Guangdong Freaks still, kasi kung mapapansin mo dito, palaki pa rin talaga yung kalamangan nila, although Aphrodite was able to at least get something out of nothing. Here, Spear, it still is very apparent what's happening here. The early game prowess na meron sila. Look at this. Zeki. Alright, he's exhausted. Walang follow-up
No, here comes another team fight once again. Going for the bot side, hinabol lang isa. Tatuki will fall down. They not will finish the job. At secure na naman ang isang kill dito, pero nagkakaroon ng sustukan sa gate. Hindi naman na shield to run. Itong si Kaz, Sonic Wave to secure the kill. Not needed na kasi okay na yun para sa kanila. 18 seconds on the clock. Mag-up yung ating mga objectives dito. And up until now, we're looking at Guangdong Freaks leading the game.
Yeah, I'm trying to look for angles para makabawi dito yung USG. broken na yung top lane, tapos yung bot lane, hindi na rin talaga masyadong makaka-recover dito. They just have to possibly hope for Guangdong Freaks to really make a series of mistakes, especially during this objective takedowns. They could elect for tradings, yung mga tulad ng ganyan. Wait for Tatuki to reach level 9 possibly, and then go for some engages. They are being pressured eh.
Trade lang sa ating objective, pero pinasok sa loob si North. That's gonna be secure Dragon for USG. Kapalit ang referral towards the mid lane na pinupush nila ngayon. Napakagod na naman Shield of Turan! Tatlong din naman! Kapalit ang kanyang buhay! Pero kaya nga pa din naman panalo ito. 4v5 ang situation natin. Mahuli nila si Zeki. Pambawi ng mga api nga ba? Ang mangyayari sa loob. There's going to be a domino as well coming from Maru. Acrobat, super low yung kanyang HP. Wrong move after what happened on that trade dito sa kamay ng USG.
Those are the wins na kailangan dito ng USG for them to be able to come back in this game altogether, right? Very greedy move from Guangdong Freaks. Looking at the replay, it was actually not trying to start everything. But remember, if you are a Galio starting the fight, the ability to cast the hero's entrance won't always be available for you. Had it been Maru to start that fight, tapos follow through ng hero's entrance, it could have been a lot cleaner for Guangdong Freaks. So USG was able to get some things in return, and they would bank on that to at least, further this game or lengthen this game, because that's their goal. Reach the late game and basically give yourself a chance.
That is right. Especially having the Dragon. This is an Ocean Drake, and it's really important for a scaling lineup to get that Drake in order for them to be able to win the upcoming team fight, especially second Drake. Kung sakali man magkaroon tayo dito syempre ng isa pang bakbakan doon sa part ng ating Dragon. Pero both sides, we're seeing that they're Guangdong Freaks are actually making a lot of movements here. Tatuki with the damage against Azil. Now more moving towards the mid lane. The duo, of course, going for the mid lane. So yung mga talagang natural na ginagawa ng ating mga players dito with regards to yung rotation. But knowing at both side, both the junglers and the mid laner will be there. Again. Sonic Wave, safeguard. Going to Aphrodite. Aphrodite is engaging lamang. Tamang chinix lang tayo dito kasi wala namang mangyayari. Meron pa naman tayong crescent card kasi kung sakali man na pumasok sila doon.
Pero kung mapapansin mo rito si Acrobat, ang aga ng kanyang transformation to the Seraph's Embrace. 7 minutes pa lang tayo no? Which means that he's really way ahead of the curve. Actually, hindi pala siya nag-boots, kaya naman pala. Mabilisan niya rin na secure yung kanyang Archangel staff, and now the transformation is already complete. Mamaya, ahapdi na rin talaga yung si Acrobat. But so far, has been the Zeki show, making things happen from top to bottom.
Oh no! Zil, tinamaan dito ng silence, pero nakapaggamit siya ng kanyang deathmark doon. Paano makapag-disengage? Tatuki wasn't able to finish the job. But still, that's the pressure being given para kay Zil dito. This time, sumama si Triz, no? Kay Tatuki para tulungan sila na mag-push towards the bot side. But Zeki is still here. Low na yung HP ni Zil. Wala siyang deathmark dito. Habang yung mid lane ay pinupush nitong si Mari. Was able to get that first tier turret. And Zeki together with Zil, hindi nila kaya patayin yan. Mahirap yan because that's a kasa din.
Yeah, all across the map, pincer movement.
Aha! Naku, makasalubong si Maru Mali siya, pinasok niliga dito, ginamit ng Dominus para makapag-buy ng sometime. Yun nga lang, ginamit din yung Dawning Shadow. Zeki so deep in this team fight, pero Heroes entrance. Ang bayani na tutulong sa kanila, hindi nga lang sila talaga natulungan sa nangyari team fight kasi wala silang nakuha ni isang trade.
They tried to collapse kay Maru, but Maru was actually a bit tanky enough, and plus the Hero's entrance secure na kagad. Yun yung sinasabi ko nga kanina, had it been Maru that started the fight, Not will be able to give yung necessary resistances off of that ultimate to make sure that he will be A-okay. And Guangdong Freaks is actually making things work here. Kung baga ang nangyayari din kasi with the Senna Nautilus, I'm not really a big fan just because the wave clear is not as effective than a Senna Nasus. Senna Nasus kasi may Spirit Fire ka and one Spirit Fire kadalasan ubus kagad yung wave Pero kasi pag Nautilus ka, Riptide na nga sa ano
Speaking of Riptide, dito mama yung kanyang death charge doon. Rather, first kill niya. Pero as you mentioned kanina, RP, sa pati napansin ko dito yung item ni Kazi. I would expect for him to get a silver K, pero not a burst for Zil dito. Because of the silent, he wasn't able to use yung kanya death mark so they can disengage.
Good trade para sa side ng USG. Again, it's all about, getting those trades. If KDF goes for the Rift Herald, go for the play on the other side of the map. So far, USG is doing just that. It's all about making sure that they continue to go for these trades. wait for Mai, wait for Tatuki to scale up. Baka mamaya makakita naman tayo ng miraculous team fight off of the Kassadin. Kasi nga, itong Kassadin na to, gaganyan-ganyan lang yan sa ngayon. Pero pagdating ng 13 minutes, dating ng 3 items, naku, mararamdaman mo na rin talaga yan, Fear. In 10 seconds though, there will be a big objective that will spawn out. So USG, they could posture in going for another trade, going for that top lane in place for that Infernal Dragon na magre-respond in 2 seconds.
Actually, yun nga yung nakikita natin dito, no? Having Maru going towards top side to make sure that he can clear the minion wave immediately. Dragon is up as well, Infernal Drake. They have to make sure they can get this one. Remember, scaling lineup ang USG dito. They can win this if ever na makapagpatuloy sila makakuha ng mga Dragon dito. That's a damage. That's Infernal Drake. That's overall damage for their team. They're now moving towards here in the Dragon Pit. Mukhang Dragon Dance lang muna tayo dito. Zeki going in. Ginamit ang Sonic Wave niya. Meron tayo doong ward sa may Geddy. This is of course yung ating Elemental Drake being Ocean Drake. Meron tayong extra bush sa loob ng Dragon Pit. They're just giving the pressure, trying to make sure they can get this one. Hindi nila magtago yan. Ayaw magtago ng Dragon sa ating bush. Pero pasok sa loob, ginamit na. Uy! Shockwave! Tatlo ang tinamaan. There's going to be the death mark as well. Pero nakuha nito ng Kwangtong Freaks yung kanilang Dragon. There's going to be the heroes entrance as well. One by one. Kami mo na isa mga USG dito. Naiwan si Kad. Sumama yung Sonic Wave. Hindi nga ba? Hindi pa. Pero pilit na Pilipinas. Manila lalo. Pilipinas nila yung trabaho nila. Entries. Slowly recalling back home. The Referral will push the jump towards the mid lane. And Maru with the flash. Ruthless Predator. Tamang kalmot lang ng Alligator. And the turret in the mid lane will fall down with the Dragon and the Referral towards Kwangdong Freaks.
What a game for Kwangdong Freaks. Such clean macro from them. Samo ng referral tapos derecho dito sa Dragon fight kung saan ang nagsimula nito was actually not. But the difference is meron na siyang Gargoyle Stone Plate, was able to survive well, naikas niya yung kanyang hero's entrance, and then clean up duty na lang dito yung ibang members ng KDF. Sinabi mo nga rin kanina that the Shockwave was actually failed because of the ball delivery system with the Galio. Pwede mo rin kasi talagang gawin yan with the Justice Punch. Available, pasok sa loob, tapos higop, vacuum agad ng Shockwave ni Oriana.
Kumpleto eh, 'di ba? May Durand, may Dragon's Rage, pretty much everything na kailangan nila. So make sure na talagang ma-choke point lang sila doon sa maliit na spot na 'yon, and that's what happened. Yung spot na 'yon, yan ang weakness talaga ng red team, I would say, no, yung that choke point in the Dragon fight. That's always the problem pagdating sa mga team fight natin. They have to be very careful pagdating sa mga ganung positioning. And once again, Kwangdong Freaks winning that one gave them a lot of advantage on this game. Once again, Maru going in. Ruthless Predator, mag-miss yan because of the counter-strike, pero di pa tapos ang laban. Zeki with the Dragon's Rage! Hindi lang isa, dalawang ulti ang ginamit para ma-secure yung kill sa bot lane.
Looking at the items of Mai dito, kahit pa paano, gusto niya talaga mag-survive sa mga ganong instances no? Going for that Divine Thunder plus Frozen Heart, you expect the Jax to be at least tanky enough to survive any engages. But against 4 people, he doesn't stand a chance.
Kaz, sobrang lalim, nag-flash in, ginamit niya yung kanyang third skill dito para magkaroon ng slow, pero super low na yung kanyang HP. Acrobat will fall down. Then there, Hero's Entrance, magbabalik ng mga api. Subukan nila mahuli dito ang isa, nakapag-flash out naman. Kita Tuki, di na kailangan magamit ang kanyang ult, and a 1-for-1 trade lang sa nangyaring team fight na yun sa bot.
Acrobat being at the wrong place during that team fight, tapos nakita kagad siya ni Kazeno and talagang diretso na kagad. Isang PC lockdown lang din naman itong si Acrobat, and she should die instantly. Pero wala pa rin yata kasi siyang stasis enchant at that point. So ngayon na may stasis enchant na siya, mas mahihirapan na siyang mapitas ng USG. So Kwangdong Freaks again is well in the lead. When it comes to scaling naman, meron naman silang Oriana for the insurance. USG has the stronger late game, but the question is, will it reach that point? Because I don't think so. With the pressure that is being put on here by Kwangdong Freaks, what they could do here is to just rely on this on their natural pushing wave, play the map correctly, secure the Baron, secure the game.
Yes, actually 14 minutes, no? Pansin ko sa mga games kahapon, with regards to mga matches na sobrang tatagal, laging 20 minutes waiting for the Elder Drake, saka lang matatapos, sabayan mo ng Baron. Kasi every time, 20 minutes na, pag nakuha yung Baron, rekta na, masira nila lahat ng inhibitor. Kung di man lahat, at least 2 lanes lagi. Yung nabibigyan ng pressure dito. 14 minutes on the clock, mga kaibigan. We're still waiting for the third Dragon. But right now, tamang chillings lang muna sila. A little pressure being given coming from Guangdong Freaks because of the 5 tours that they have. Were able to get in the early part of the game. But right now, nahihirapan makapag-farm ng gusto ang USG dito to get that scaling potential that they have.
Yeah, and Zeki is really closing on that very scary Lee Sin territory. Look at his items. Almost just a couple of gold away from Divine Sunder. 3 items completed na para dito and it has the most gold. So kahit yata magkaroon ng 1v1 shenanigan itong si Maya at si Zeki, baka mapunta pa kay Zeki yung kalamangan in that 1v1 just because of the item advantage that he has right now. Guangdong Freak still is trying to play the map as properly as they should be. So they're planning out the wards, pero I don't think there will be another objective that will spawn up soon. Medyo matagal pa eh, close to 30 seconds pa itong Mountain Dragon, and they're setting setting vision for that. They want Mai to overextend and possibly get that assassination.
So again, welcome to the Gargoyle Stone Plate, no? League of Gargoyles. 3 members of each team. Actually, dalawa lang sa USG. Pero, invisible. Curse of the Black Mesa. Kita ng isa. Tinamaan ng Sonic Wave. Pero mali yata magpasok nila dito. Pero ang Hero Central. Dapat albog ang kanila. Shield ko na sa dalawa. Pero tumatalo sa Tatsuki dun sa may Getty. Hinawin si Acrobat. Maru got caught. But this is going to be a 5v1 situation. We'll see if they're gonna try to make some trades. Dragon's gonna go up at this point. A lot of summoner spells, rather, ultimate was burned from USG. So this is going to be a little bit of a problem for them. So I don't think they will try to risk this and try to contest the Dragon.
That's the perfect opening for USG. Imagine shrouding your 5 people, tapos getting at least 1 or 2 members separated from the team. It didn't matter though for Guangdong Freaks. They were so tanky and there was no casualty at all.
Run because of the Mercury Threads. Medyo mabilis lang naman yan. Pero tama ka dun kay Bigang Otto. Wala ganong matinding trade na nagawa dito ang USG. And unfortunately, they have to let that Dragon go. Tsaka yung pagkuha nila sa both side, no? Ang hirap naman talaga kasi ang dami nakagagawin Stone Plate dito.
Yeah, Gargoyle Stone Plate basically is just another thing na kailangan pang nerf, I believe, in this game. This item is just super strong with the gold value of 500. I think they have to increase it mga around 800 para lang.
Siguro. Baka ngayon ang kailangan nilang gawin dito. But you're seeing that Maru being pressured dito by Tatuki. Pero Dragon straight together with the Sonic Wave, and remember pa nagbabit ng kanyang safeguard dito. Not gonna be enough to secure that kill para kay Tatuki dito. Tatuki disengaging. Was forced to use that flash and barrier. Wave Talk, unting-tik nang maubos yung kanyang mana.
But you could see the damage potential of Zeki. Divine Sunder now completed. Actually, may Trinity Force build nga sana na ako na inaasahan sa isang Lee Sin This Godfist Lee Sin by Zeki. Just making things work for them. Una pa nga siya nag-level 14 compared sa kanya mid laner. Just goes to show that almost all resources is being handed over to the early game Lee Sin that we know is very strong with the Gargoyle Enchant. Yun lang yung kailangan niya survivability item. Almost all items siya rito. AD talaga no? Kumbaga parang pseudo-tank yung Cleaver tsaka Sanderer pero wala talaga siyang true tank item.
Yes, parang bruiser dating dito ni Zeki. At the same time, I am thinking that the nerf of Guardian Angel is parang hindi pasok sa mga nangyayari ngayon, no? Because you're nerfing Guardian Angel while meron pang iba pang item na mas kailangan nating bigyan ng attention dito. But overall, no one is using actually the Guardian Angel right now. Speaking of what is happening currently sa ating Wild Circuit. But overall, 18-minute mark. Malapit na mag-up yung ating Elder Drake. That's 20 minutes. Pag nag-up yan, it's going to be another objective dito. At mas tumatagal. Remember, USG is actually getting the advantage or yung at least yung scaling na kakailangan nila sa laban dito. But the position right now, the mga KDF, alam nila na meron dito, na meron man! Shockwave para kay Kaibigan 3! Kumira ng 3 at yun ay namatay. Ignite also will burn down si Aphrodite. And that's going to be another kill para sa kanila. There's the helicopter. Tamang counter-strike lang. Meron siyang spacing. But he will not be able to disengage because that's 5 members of Guangdong Freaks securing the life of 3 members of USG.
Yeah, that's a good scouting report done by Aphrodite. However, Threes was at the wrong place and at the wrong time. Basically, nahagip siya doon ng Shockwave. That's all she wrote for him. Basically, 2-man na lang ang natitira dito para sa USG. Baron?
Baron lang, walang problema. Nakuha nila isang buhay ni Tatuki dito. Pero yung ay, na-ace pa. And that's going to be an ace indeed. And the Baron buff. 20 seconds, pwede pa sila mag-elder. Pero bakit pa kailangan mag-elder? Kung lahat naman sila ay nagbibilang ng kambing sa kanilang mga altar dito. Wala nang paligoy-ligo pa. With the Baron buff, first game win goes to Guangdong Freak.
Oh my god, so clean! Guangdong Freaks just has shown that they are one of the teams that we really have to be scared of from the Korean region. Actually, I'm more impressed sa KDF compared to RY. I may be, talking ahead.
And we are back sa ating game 2 mga kaibigan. USG pa rin to. Unsolved Stuff Gaming versus Guangdong Freaks para again sa points na para pagtatagtag pa para maging talagang undefeated ang ating Guangdong Freaks dito. But USG, again as you mentioned, wala na silang chance to go for the group stage. But here it is mga kaibigan. Para natin ating second game kasi nakikita natin sa lineup na medyo mainit kagad.
Yeah, true. I want to remain neutral as possible pero I also want USG to win. Just to have that swan song moment na kahit pa paano makapanalo sila ng kahit isang game, di ba? Not necessarily a match but at least a game against Guangdong Freaks. We'll see. It's very possible. It's very doable with their depth.
Yes, syempre naman. Nakita natin dito na as you keep on mentioning how effective ito could be yung kanilang lineup dito pagdating sa late game. Just have to make sure that they can get the proper pick off and Kaz, diba, important role with yung kanyang explosive Kaz, making sure that he can get those pick offs and yung push, nag-body slam. Take na siyang mag-over the bakod, lumampas sa mapa.
Alam mo yung mga overspeeding. Speaking of overspeeding, ang dami ng mga bagong equipment ng mga nag-check ng ingat-ingat ka, Spear, ha?
Kahit na
off-cam operations. So, wait lang, top lane.
Oops, top lane nga. Oo nga, mukhang ma-apprehend itong si Mai. Wala, hindi pa pasok. Tamang gamit lang ng Counter-Strike at stun. Kita naman ng CCTV. Hindi siya na-picturean dito at hindi siya nagkaroon ng ticket.
Wait lang ha, collapse ha. Maru, what are you doing, my friend?
Suntukan sa Gedli, nagkakasapakan mga kaibigan. Ipit yata si Kuya Maru. Meron siyang pangtalo dito. Lipatin niya magamit para makapag-disengage. Tamang disengage lang. Talon lang sa tropa. Nagtawag ng Kuya.
Yapi, Guangdong Freaks again. Grabe naman yung movement nila. Now, it's not north moving, but rather acrobat. Ganun yung play nila no? Talagang at around 1 minute and 30, they're sending their support, quote-unquote support, kung sino man yung naka-support role, to the top side to support yung scuttle takedown and possibly a dive. Pero this time, it was read by USG. It was sniffed out and walang casualty.
Actually, this is somehow surprising, no? We're seeing that Acrobat, despite having Karma, he's actually the support. Diba? Because it's not farming. It was not getting the CS. And maybe he's gonna max out yung kanyang first skill instead of yung kanyang Spirit Fire. No. Looking at the damage kagad. Spirit Fire talaga. Spirit Fire yung kanyang pinalevel dito. Ang lakas eh.
Yeah, Spirit Fire pa rin talaga. It's all about that shredding of Armor, magic resistance, and HP pagdating sa mga team fights na ganyan. Kita mo, wala naman tatamaan. Binabato niya pa rin. Tawag doon practice lang.
Practice lang.
Practice lang.
Asserting dominance, kumbaga. Pakita lang na meron tayo ditong third skill na gumagana. Baka kasi mamaya hindi magamit sa team fight. But, pero top side, ito tamang trading lang. Level 5 na si kaibigang Maru dito. Already has yung kanyang ultimate. But I don't think anyone will try to attempt to go for top side once again. We are now at the 3-minute mark pa rin naman. Pero look at the early aggression from Maru talaga dito. Gamit yung Haymaker. Pero tinamaan ng kadenang ginto. Ito si kaibigan Tatuki. Rather it was, boy, kulay! One more hit! Isa pang anggap. Walang ignite, not gonna be able to finish the job.
Kala mo ha? Protektado yan ng plot armor. Buhay pa rin si Tatuki dito sa gitna. Pero dito si Mai and Maru on the top side, nagkakaroon pa rin sila ng konting exchanges. And threes did actually rotate onto the top side. This is a bit interesting. Kasi ang nangyayari ngayon, ang nag-move towards the top side, ay nagsasalita na itong si Acrobat at si 3. So, the Dragon Laners, supposed Dragon Laners of each team are actually being designated to be the roaming supports ng kanilang mga komponent.
Kumbaga nagpalit na sila ng role, literal.
Dito.
Ako naman, nang umikot ako naman na magpa-farm. But at the same time, I think, knowing that Acrobat is the one also moving no, sa mapa natin, sabi nila, okay lang kahit pabayaan natin si Kaz kasi North din naman is also going for the solo both side. Now that he was able to buy yung kanyang Fimble Winter, Rod of Ages is as well para kay Kaz dito para magkaroon ng magbakas. Second was forced to use, pero tamang hatak lang sa KD. Ginamit natin ng Sedent and Base, pero wala na follow-up dito coming in from Kwangdong Frix. So nagkagamit na ng mga ultimate dito. Dalawang ult was used by Kwangdong Frix. But the Dragon is about to go up in 25 seconds sa ating oras.
That's a win overall for USG. 2 big ultimates ginamit ng Kwangdong Freaks prematurely. Samantalang all ultimates is available for USG. So if USG decides to go for the Infernal Dragon and if there will be any ensuing 5v5s, expect USG to get the advantage.
Talagang yun lang talagang gusto na mapakita dito, no? With the cooldown na meron sila, half pa lang ito, kailangan nila mag-buy pa ng enough time para make sure na bawi sila dito. But Kwangdong Freaks, alam nila na wala silang ulti. Hindi na nila kailangan maghintay. Masuunahin nila ngayon yung Dragon because that's an Infernal Drake. Again, one of the important Dragons dito. Rift will be secured as well coming in from USG. Tamang trade lang sa ating mga objective.
Yeah, they go for the trades. Actually, hindi ko 100% sure kung yung Rift Herald and yung Dragon parehas ng stacks para dito kay Aphrodite Shyvana. Yun yung kailangan ko i-research pa later. Pero this is actually still good, which is basically to get territory. Lead on the top side gives you more freedom to roam as eto kasing top laner ng USG set, hindi naman talaga siya heavy farmer, hindi siya tulad ng Jax. He wants to be, you know, in the team fights as much as possible with the kit that you have. So breaking the tower on the top side does actually make sense if you want to free up yung Baron laner mo to roam around the Wild Rift.
Yes, at the same time, that's that's the most effective, or I would say pinakasulit talaga na pagkakaroon ng referral is being able to get the first tier turret as well. So sobrang sulit para sa kanila dito yung pagkuha nun. And that's reflecting sa ating gold, no? We have around 2,000 gold lead for USG and this is very surprising right now. Diba? To think that they have a scaling champion and having trees rotating actually is not that bad of a decision after all coming in from USG.
Nope, I'm liking it so far for USG. Tempo advantage is with them, gold advantage is with them, and wala pa naman talagang clear team fight na magdidikta kung sino talaga yung mananalo pagdating ng mid-game. Aphrodite just continues to scale up, you know, power farms, the jungle camps and whatnot, and now they have access to just plant wards on the top side of the map, which gives more freedom para dun sa Shyvana to really scale up. At the end of the day, later, you know, by the time that we hit the 10-minute mark, it all comes down to execution. If we see Aphrodite's Dragon's Descent, plus, you know, the plethora of ultimates na meron dito ang USG hit the targets na kailangan dito sa side ng Kwangdong Freaks, we could see a win for USG.
Oh, that is very lethal kung sakali man, pero napabagal na nila ng isa sa Tatuki, ginamit ang kanyang Donic Shadow para magkaroon ng shield. Pero that's not gonna be enough kasi apat dapat. Diba? Kung merong biskwit, hindi lang kalahati ng sasakyan, buong sasakyan ang nakuha niya. Nabagsakan siya dito. Barrier and Bash Fast Force.
Yeah, pero that's 3 ultimates that is invested just for 1 casualty for the side of USG. I would say that as long as they can defend this tower though.
Oh no. Trees nahuli dito. Exhausted ang isa, pero Zeko is able to get away. Walang trade na naganap. And that's another turret para sa kanila. Unfortunately, Trees will fall down.
That's the miss. That's where KDF knows that they have the advantage on the experience side of things. Kasi if USG was actually able to defend the tower on the bot side, that casualty, that death from Tatuki is negligible. Pero ang nangyari kasi, si Threes sumunod pa. Namatay si Threes, nabasag yung Taurus sa may bandang ibaba, and that basically was the mistake that USG did not want to happen. Because that now evens up the tower count, and Kwangdong Freaks now has freedom to plant the wards in the bot side. So, a series of unfortunate events for USG overall.
But still, lamang pa rin sila ng konting-konti na lang. Because again, the turnaround being done by Kwangdong Freaks. Dalawa pa ang nakuha nila doon. So again, as you mentioned, that's a very big opportunity for Kwangdong Freaks na mabawi yung kanilang goal deficit against USG. They have the information na nandito siya nag-recall doon sa may Gedli. Wala muna mangyayari gaano ngayon because objectives natin ay tapos na. Pag-repair is about to go up. Habang ito si North, What 2v2 situation si Mai. Uy, napakaganda! Napakaganda! Explosive cast! And then showstopper pa! Pero here comes the pain. The power of friendship. Pagkasama-sama sila dito. Pero exhausted ng Dragon. Pagod na pagod siya. May decoy doon. And decoy will fall down. Wala nga nang mamamatay dito. Sa Quantum Freaks now, they have the upper hand to go for the Herald. Because meron pa rin tayong Dragon form para kay Aphrodite. And 2 of the Ultimates 3 actually was forced to use dito by Quantum Freaks. Now, they can get this repair para sa kanila.
Yeah. It was a very sick explosive cast, di ba? Dalawa yung napabalik. Wala man namatay para sa side ng Kwangdong Freaks. They were able to get the necessary advantages to get that free Rift Herald on the top side. Still, I want a replay of that because that was a very sick explosive cast coming from Kaz, no? Grabe pala gumamit ng Gragas itong si Kuya Kaz.
Siyempre, alam mo naman, Gragas yan, Gragas.
Gragas!
Nakakuhuli mo na eh. Diba, parang si Dragaris yan eh.
Oh.
It was very effective again, as you mentioned, how they're able to, actually that's a bait, I would say, no? Kaz was baiting the Kwangdong Freaks dito.
True.
And very effective. Tapos follow up pa by Mai. Alam mo, setup na yun talaga eh, for the showstopper.
Oh, nabuhay pa rin yung Kwangdong Freaks eh, no? Kumbaga, 10 out of 10 na yung crossover, hindi lang na-shoot.
Kulang na lang, pumasok talaga sa basket. Pero, Dragon is up. Now, Kwangdong Freaks once again has the upper hand in terms of Dragon positioning. Pero the rest of the members of USG is now going in! The flash in body slam, pero katurit ka ba ito ng buhay niya? Nag-Dragon's Detect, tumalbog yung tatlo, pero nagkaroon tayo ng konting damage doon sa may gitna. Nakuha nila ang buhay ng isa. Aphrodite will fall down. Wala nang aagaw. Tatuki will fall down as well. Barrier was used. Flash did there. Pero di yun tapat para ulit sa kanya sarili dito. Pero based on the need to give the pressure lang sana sa ating turret. But no problem kasi Zeki will just continue to get the Dragon for himself. They have the ward. They can see this right now na kinakuha ito ni Zeki, but no problem. Kasi Aphrodite will be, rather Acrobat will be there to help si Zeki secure the Dragon.
That's actually the sad part that what's happening right now for USG. Kaz wanted to engage. Kaso, I think his ultimate was actually just a seconds off before niya maiba to yung explosive cast. Looking at the replay, tingnan natin kung ano nangyari dito. Look at Aphrodite. Bigla siyang sumabog dito eh. Yeah, Dragon's Descent is going to be there. Death Mark target kaagad. Shuriken sa ulo. That's going to be it for the Dragon. And with Aphrodite down, so will the damage be for the side of USG. And that's actually a painful exchange for the side of USG because at one point, I believe na makakakuha sila yung isang panalo dito kay Spear. Pero Kwangdong Freaks with multiple clashes going their way, 2 Dragons already on their side. Well, USG, it's still doable for them to win this game. Pero nakikita ka nga natin hindi na nga kinailangan gamitin yung exhaust kay Aphrodite. Talagang tinarget down lang, nilockdown lang, and then that's all she wrote for the Shivan.
Actually, Tatuki as well, parang napansin ko na gusto niyang kumuha ng magandang highlight eh. I would say na magandang use of that ulti
diba?
Na meron siya. Pero hindi niya makuha eh. Hindi niya makita na kailan ba magsama-sama si Acrobat and si Zil. He cannot get the squishy champions of Kwangdong Freaks. And unfortunately, nung time na nag-decide siya na pumasok na, huli na lahat para sa kanila. Ginamit lang ang showstopper dito pero ginamit ang Deathmark para sa kanya. May super low na! Ginamit ang Haymaker para magkaroon ng Playmaker. And those going to be the transcendent embrace. Pero walang trade na mangyayari. Nagkaambahan lang sila.
Yeah, isa pa yan yung si Acrobat on this Karma. Just one of the champions na talagang very impactful when it comes to clashes. Kanyang mga shields, yung kanyang mga tether, yung kanyang transcendent embrace, which basically repositions almost all members that you have. USG, when it comes to the ease of execution, kailangan talaga maganda yung paggamit ng kanilang mga ultimates. Kailangan available lahat ng kanilang mga ultimates because once they pile up all those ultimates and they get access to Acrobat, they get access to Zeal, and they are able to burst down itong dalawang targets na kailangan nilang mapatay. Things could go their way for the side of USG. This is not yet over, Sphere. Yung lead na meron dito yung Kwangdong Freaks, this is more of a momentum lead rather than, the overall game lead na meron sila. Tempo, yes, it's at the advantage of Kwangdong Freaks, pero it's still very doable for USG.
Yeah, you're still at the 13-minute mark eh. Kumbaga, itong gold na 2,000, it's not that big.
Yeah.
That
Konti
just
lang
one team fight na pwede may pinaro dito ng USG could pretty much end the game para sa kanila. Pero Zil pwede sa Geddy. Actually, if you look at it, Ghost, hindi ganun ka-impactful yung mga damage ni Zil sa mga team fight. But he's
no?
able to go for the right person when it comes to assassination. Si Kaz naipit dito, ginamit ng barista para kay Zeki. Pero Zeki walang takot na hinahampas yung kanyang batuta sa kanyang kalaban dito because may shield na nagagaling kay Acrobat.
True. Sobrang tanky na rin talaga dito ni Zeki. I think Divine Thunder has already been completed. Tama din sa observation mo about KZ. Pero kita mo naman yung Spirit Fire. Nahihirapan dito mga members sa USG.
Nako, naipit si Kuya Mo. Si Kuya Mo not, pero transcender na embrace para magkaroon sila ng pressure dito. At hindi niya naipilit na pasukin pa si Not doon. Kung nagkataon man, hindi niya nagamit yun. Pwede pa nilang ma-trade sana with the showstopper and yun din po 10 will fall down to the hands of this.
Timing para sa Kwangdong Flix to make a move. Dahil yung Dragon's Descent, kahit pa paano yung cooldown niya kasi is relative sa range niya. Wala siyang Dragon's Descent dito which basically means na hindi ganun ka-effective yung Shyvana. So let's look at Kwangdong Flix kung mag-force sila ng fight dito because that's the right play.
Helicopter. Naku po! Mali siya lang natalunan. Yun yung mga moment na, alam mo yun,
No.
naiinis ka. No talaga. Natula ka sa maling lugar. Kumbaga nandun sila natin na blasting cone. Also right now, walang bumubuo ulit ng extra Sieger, no? Compare sa mga sa day 1
Ay, walang plantito?
No, walang plantito.
Hindi na kasi uso eh. Hindi na uso yung lockdown eh. Nauso lang naman yung plantito ng lockdown eh. Takay kasi.
Ang kasi nakita ko ang dami. Ginagamit nila yung Crash Bloom nila in every crucial situation. But wala ngayon eh.
Well, one of the potential effects din ng pagtanggal sa Twin Ghosts because Twin Ghost is no longer part of the enchants available right now. There is no way for you to really check. Rather, outside of, going for that Extalisitchar and Scrying Bloom. So that's also one reason, pero Tatuki!
Tamang cyclone lang. Pakita Tatuki dito pero super low yung kanya HP low. Hinahabol siya sa loob. Transcendent Embrace, all in na. Kumbaga, nag-cash out na sila doon. Make sure nila na makuha nila yung buhay ni Tatuki. Kasi yung Dragon Pop na 5 seconds, kaibigang Otto. Sad, no?
Oh no, si Tatuki. What happened? Alright, so that... Oh, wait! USG trying to force itong Kwangdong Flix to respond to their Baron threat.
Nakaamoy dito ang KDF. Alam nila na may potential sila dito. So go for the Dragon. Alam mo, maraming situation, maraming scenario ako sa mga pub game na kapag naka-Shyvana or Master Yi ako. Alam ko, kaya natin yung Baron kahit na early pa lang eh. Nagko-call na kagad ng Baron. Actually, with the circular situation ng USG, they can go for that Baron kung sakali man. But naamoy nga ng KDF, so no Baron muna for them. Free Dragon sa KDF because of Tatuki going down earlier on sa team fight na yun.
Yeah, it's more of a Hail Mary call to go for that Baron. Especially against the Nasus na isa-shred ka ng Spirit para matanggap ka ng mga acid spray dito ni Kuya Baran. I think the wise play is for them to go back. Not to mention na hindi rin namatay yung Trinity Force build which is mabilis mag-take down ng Baron. It's the Divine Thunder build so it's more on the HP survivability flash type of Shyvana. But still, that's 3 dragons already for the side of Kwangdong.
Uy! Napakaganda naman, focus resolve! Nahuli ang dalawa! Nabingwit siya! Stopper! Ano pa na paggamit ang kanyang counter strike? There's going to be the Cyclone as well, securing 2 champions of USG. Hindi lang dalawa, 3 pa ang nakuha nila doon sa bakbakan na yun, giving them the opportunity to actually go for the Baron, even Aphrodite still being there.
And Noah was displaced. Papunta dun sa katabi nila. Tapos yung Nasus parang nakangiti na lang at pinagkahampas sila regardless of the amount of stacks. It's still some normal attacks that will just tear your defenses down. Especially threes doesn't really have that much HP. So my threes Kaz going down means a free Baron for the side of Kwangdong Flix. Tingnan natin kung paano na gagamitin itong Baron na ito because they could just fall sure to break down 2 inhibitor turrets. Looking at the replay, tignan mo, panoorin mo dito si No. Patalsikin siya eh. Bang! Uy, katabi ko na. Let's go!
Hello sa'yo, Tower!
Hello sa'yo, mga members ng USG. And that's all she wrote. For the side of Kwangdong Flix. Well, in the lead na sila dito. Ito na yung talagang pwede natin sabihin na para maka-comeback dito ang USG. Series of mistakes from the side of Kwangdong Flix is needed.
Yes, and alam mo, sa mga hindi pa ganong na-adapt ng karamihan ng players pagdating sa Karma, is how you're gonna be able to utilize yung focus resolve. Wait lang, mamaya na daw yan kasi flash niya si Acrobat dito pero may shield yan. Nasa Karma, tatlo kasama niya. Member of KDF trying to make some trades. The slow will be there. That's going to be the inner flame. Ang dami nangyari, ang dami nagkauntugan. The Zenet Embrace and the Moonfall coming in from Tatuki. Not gonna be enough. Prediction, he can get 1 kill. 5 pa rin ang members ng KDF ang buhay. And it's an ace. Wala nang kapawis-pawis sa buhok dito ng Condom Fix. Kapawis pa. Kaya din tapos ng laban. Kasi 5 miyembro ng USG with the Baron buff. I think this is it, Pansit. Trending, getting straight to the end. Sa ating group stage, Guangdong Fix sila na ang talagang nandito. Undefeated hanggang dulo.
And with that, it's fully cemented that Kwangdong Freaks is the #1 team sa bracket A.